Peace everyone, peace. Thank you first of all for viewing this video. And today for this vlog, I just really want to use it as like an open diary, but also vlog and share with you guys this amazing timing technique. It's called annual profection, and annual profection, like I said, it's a timing technique and also can be used as a predictive tool. And I've been working with it for myself personally and seeing how, how amazing it is, how cool it is, and feeling the experience for myself before I use it on my clients and everyone else. So I got some notes. I'm probably going to try to edit this video a little bit, use my editing skills that I'm learning. Okay, so this technique, I learned it from Chris Brannan, which is he's a really cool astrologer. I really love how, I feel like he's an historian, but I love how he takes history with astrology together and like presents you, he's just a phenomenal astrologer. So if you want to know more about annual perfections in like super detail, he's done a video on YouTube which you can find there. I think it's like 2 hours, and he's done another one, and then he's done another one where he has a live audience. So you be able to learn about this technique, if you want to, if you're an astrology enthusiastic, or you want to learn astrology to teach, or you just want to learn astrology for yourself, or you're just interested about, whoa, what's this astrology things? So, okay, let's get into it. Okay, so my experience here, I'm going to put this here. Can I see it though? Yeah, okay. So my experience with annual perfection, this time of the technique, like I said, it's so basic. Basically, all you basically do, for those who understand astrology, is you take your ascendant and starts there as the first point of your cycle, your first journey, and then when you turn 1, the next sign, so your ascendant is active, and then when you turn 1, the next sign after your ascendant is now active, and then it keeps going on like that for 12 years, and then let me show you a picture. Oh, this is his book, but you can find this image on the internet. I'm pretty sure it's out there, but so this is like, a wheel, and it goes in 12. So you see the ascendant there, and so for your first year, the second year, you 1, it goes into another theme, and another theme, and another theme. And so understanding that, and let's just look at what a birth chart would look like, for example. So taking that and relaying it onto a birth chart, right? That's what I did. I did it onto my birth chart. This is not my birth chart, but I relayed it onto a birth chart. And so in your birth chart, you can see it's divided into 12 increments. And so let's say, 0, at 0, you started here, and then you go onto here, go into here, go into here, go into here, until you come back to your ascendant again. And so you'll be 12, and then 12 years later, the next age after 12. So I'm not so great with my maths, excuse me. But anyway, you guys get the picture, okay? I don't have my birth chart to show you, but I will let you guys know what's in my birth chart while I'm talking about this this timing technique. Okay, so let's get with it. Okay, so I'm gonna show pictures in the edits, so yeah, definitely bear with me. Okay, so where are we starting? Okay, we're gonna start at my age. I'm 27 now. My birthday is May 7th, so I just turned 27. And so this technique allows you to kind of literally time your year ahead, or understand your time from the past, which I find it really interesting how I've been using it. And also, for those who like to predict, also create predictions. Now, when I was 21, this is as far as I could go with be able to get you guys receipts, pictures and stuff like that. But anyway, starting from my age of 21, so my birthday from 7th of May to 7th of May 2013 to 7th of May 2014, that's my year, right? So my annual perfection was in the 10th house. Now, the 10th house, or the 10th place, is a space of reputation where, like the themes of reputation, the themes of career, the things of how people see you come up, the things of how you want to show yourself to the world come up. So what happened during that year? Well, when the annual perfection came about when I was 21 on my 10th house. And if everyone who was 21 was going through an annual perfection of the 10th house. What makes it different is, do you have a planet in that place? Like for me, in my 10th house, my 10th place, I have a planet. Maybe for you, don't have a planet. Maybe for you, you have 3 planets, you know, and that changes your experience for that year. So for me, I had Mars in my 10th place. So Mars was activated, and Mars in my chart rules the first house, the house of self, the house of, you know, how I look, my personality, and also my house of health and my daily routine and my work. Okay, so as soon as I turned 21, I started my Instagram around June in the year of 2003. I did a London Fashion Week, which was Topshop's show space for Nazir. He's a really dope designer, like very creative, very, very, very creative man. And yeah, so that was like super beautiful exposure for me, because I'm like, people are seeing me, they see who I am, you know, the modeling. I'll show you guys a picture of like what happened with me, like with the show of Nazir. And I also cut my hair. Yes, I cut my hair big chop. So obviously, because Mars was activated, people saw the changes of me because Mars was there. So I changed, obviously, being the first house, being the place of myself was changing, and also my work, you know, was changing. This is working as a model. And then when I turned 22, obviously my karma of my action has changed. The annual perfection has gone into another space, into my 11th space. Now this space deals with friendship and groups. Okay, so it could be a church group, charity group, university, doesn't matter. Those are the groups, because it's governed by groups of people, if that makes sense. So when I turned 22, my annual perfection moved into the 11th house. Right. I literally attended a wedding in May as soon as my birthday finished, in the same month still. As soon as I turned age, I attended a wedding, and this is how I looked like. I got invited to a party, okay, with Skepta, okay, and a support app. I'll show receipts for that over here. I started uni, you know, I'll show the receipts over here. And I was also a model for Sassoon, the hair company, the hair organization, and I was actually scouted for that. And it was so deep that I was working with them. It was so beautiful, to the point where they wanted to take me to Japan, and it was just so amazing. So I got the opportunity to do that. And so that's when I was 22. So we're gonna move forward. So we've looked at 2 years. So when I was 21, my annual perfection was in my 10th house, and I was dealing with things to do with myself. And you can see those things came up, like I showed the pictures. And as soon as my age changed and my annual perfection, because annual perfection depends on your age. So as soon as your birthday, that's why birthdays matter. People say, my birthday doesn't matter, I don't feel different. Well, I'm here to tell you, things are different, okay? So as soon as I turned a different age, I started a whole different theme in my life for that year. And then now, you know, moving on to the next year when I was 23, that was between 2015 to 2016, I moved into my 12th annual perfection. And so in my 12th house, I have Jupiter, and Jupiter was activated. So any spaces Jupiter ruled were also being activated. So Jupiter was my 5th house of fun, because Jupiter was Pisces, my 5th house of fun and romance, and it also rules my 2nd house of finance and values, but Jupiter was placed in the 12th house. So those 3 things were marrying each other for that year, compared to someone who didn't maybe have anything in the 12th house. So when we were all 23, okay, for me, Jupiter was activated. So I don't know for you, you got to check your receipts, what was going on, but you know, things to do with being secluded, you know, spending more time with yourself, isolating yourself to give yourself time, or giving giving of your time. That's like the 12th house themes. So for me, I partied a lot because obviously my 5th house ruler was activated, and I was really going to exclusive parties. Okay, I give thanks. Like when I was working with like doing modeling work, a lot of the work, the shoots or the runways were like underground, or the shoot would be like the background would be all black. You know, that's very 12th house energy. In September, no, I traveled abroad, which 12th house rules, you know, abroad. I traveled abroad to New York to party, went to the carnival, and I'll show receipts of it. What else happened? September 2015, I started my journey with yoga, literally. And then I started drawing as well within that year. And in November 2015, I started my journey with Samatawi. I will release a whole story about that year. Like that whole started my yoga journey. Like it's really interesting. But yeah, I started at my 12th year perfection. And then when I moved into my first year perfection, which was 2016, 2017, I passed, in that year, I passed my 100 days and I became a basu. So before that, I was just doing yoga sessions. Just like some, you know, like you guys come and do sessions with me. And then I found this thing really interesting, and then I went to do the teaching course and I passed. So obviously my karma changed. You know, my perfection year moved into my first house. The first house deals with the I am, me, all about me. I am me. It was all about me, myself, the attention on me. So I started promoting myself, you know, as a healer of Smile, which is the yoga that I teach, Smile Tawi yoga, because obviously I'm trying to get the clients. I'm just stepping into the game of yoga. I started training. That's when I started, you know, being more conscious about my body and my weight, and like, oh, I'm so skinny, I don't like the skinniness, and like all that kind of like self-conscious looking at me, and just I am energy. So I started training, and I thought, well, I can moan about it or do something about it, you know. That's the first time I tried sugar. So new experiences were coming to me, you know, these new experiences were coming to me. I've never done promotion for nothing. I'd never trained a day in my life. I tried sugaring, which is something I never knew existed, making sugar out of, like making wax out of sugar and lemon, you know, and I was introduced, like that was really beautiful. And then I also tried a womb cleanse with Najeti womb cleanse, and for fertility, like it's a fertility cleanse, not really a fertility cleanse, scratch all that, roll it back. It is a womb cleanse, and it does enhance those things. I'm talking about that, I may order womb cleanse again from Heket. So anyway, but I tried a womb cleanse, which is really fantastic. I also did my first ever workshop with Indiana, which was called Live Your Dreams 2017. And in March, I started teaching yoga. The first time I started teaching yoga in prisons, and I started in Wandsworth, Her Majesty's prison. That was the first time I taught prison in March 2017. So it's all about me. I was getting the shine, you know. I started doing podcasts, you know. I was really on the I was really with it. And then when the annual perfection moved, yet again, I turned another age, you know, I turned 25. And when I turned 25, my annual perfection moved from my first house to my second house. So the second house, second place, deals with a self-esteem, things you value, the car, you know, your family values, literally family as well, food you eat, all of that. So in my second house, I have the moon. And the moon deals with the feminine energy and our emotions, just simple terms, right? It has much more representation, but those are one of the main dominant things, like the feminine energy especially. And so when my moon was activated, the part of the chart that my moon rules, which is the 9th house, the place of traveling, being abroad, different cultures, belief systems, was being activated, as well as my 2nd house. So I started working with the feminine energy, you know, from different cultures. I literally have a photo shoot of like that kind of entrance. You know, it was just a photo shoot. I met this, I think one lady, who was a lovely friend of mine, told me, oh, would you like to do this photo shoot? She hooked me up in it, but she's from a different culture. And the lady that the photo shoot was for was promoting her poetry. She had a book of poetry, and you know, that's the moon energy, you know, that all that, and the beliefs, and it was just looking back, it just so phenomenal, like how accurate this timing thing is. So anyway, I got scouted by Revolt as well. You know, and at that time I was really not wanting to be a model. I didn't want to conform, and it was just the way they appeared as a model, as an agency at that time, and that I took on it. And so yes, I signed with Revolt, and then 2017 I traveled to Kenya because obviously my moon was activated, and so my 9th house was active. And so the 9th house, like I said, was travel, like long distance travel, and literally traveled to Kenya. And let me tell you guys, I have not traveled to Kenya for like a donkey of years before 2017 for X and Y, Z reasons. But anyway, I was able to travel to Kenya, and then those 2nd house themes came up. You know, the family, I took pictures, I got to see my family, all of them, like majority of them, you know, got to, you know, a lot of themes that came up with my self-esteem and, you know, myself, because my natal chart had a promise for it. But anyway, my mom died, and you know, all these things. 2017, and then 2000 and my annual profection changed. Let me just collect myself, because I just spoke about my mom dying, and I probably just vlogging till it's okay. Right, collected myself. So when I turned 2016. When I was 26, obviously my annual perfection changed again, moved into a different space, which moved into the 3rd house. And between 2018 to 2019, 2019, I was 26, like I just mentioned. And that the 3rd house deals with community, neighbours, your siblings, your relatives, and such of that. And literally, like a month after my birthday, I did the Lambeth County show with Simitari. Thank you for that hookup. I supported him in that. I went to like fun photo shoots with Revolt, because obviously I'm signed now, and I just, you know, met different people from different cultures, and we had different conversations and in different communities. And one of the people who I'm still like, I've met and with Cody's now is Girls About Peckham, the lady who runs, you know, the page Girls About Peckham. And she's, you know, she styled this photo shoot and called so fucking amazing, Jama Africa, right? And Jama Africa, obviously, it's in the name, having different two cultures, and bringing it together. And that's such a 3rd house thing, community, you know, connecting with your community, connecting with your heritage, you know, like, I love it. Until today, like she doesn't understand. Even now when I make this race, like, girl, I didn't even have that on my notes. I just thought about it. I was like, oh yeah, your photo shoot definitely was a 3rd house profection. You know, I did my first astrology class. You know, 3rd house is about teaching and learning and those kind of things. So I taught my first astrology class. I met with Black People Giving, Wayewa, and since then till today, I'm still, you know, still vibing with them. Great. One of the most amazing moments in my life, because they're a community, and they're about community. And wow, I went to my pillar's wedding. My pillar is someone in my yoga. When I studied yoga, we were given pillars, and my pillar was Kamara, and you know, we passed, boom boom boom, years later she's getting married. and I come to her wedding, you know, yet the community sense, you know, that local community, the neighborhood, and right. And then I also traveled to Portugal, so it wasn't a long distance travel like I did the year before where I went to Kenya. It was a short distance travel where, you know, it's just 2 hours, you know, the roads, just, it's obviously not the road, but it's not 8-10 hours going to Kenya, you know. Portugal is just back. So obviously from 2019 to 2020, I've just turned into a new annual profection, and it's moved into my fourth house, dealing with fourth house themes. So fourth house deals with, you know, things to do with home, domestic affairs, and family, yet again, but in a different way. I have Saturn in my fourth house, so it will activate the places Saturn rule, and I'm looking forward to it. I'm so grateful that you guys, you know, watched this all the way through. I don't be overwhelmed by what I mentioned, but I just wanted to show you that this annual perfection thing is really real. So, like, let me go back into these ages. Obviously, when you're 25, you know, all of us, when we're 25, we're dealing with aspects of family, self-esteem, or value, you know, whether it's money, food, cars, you know, etc. But the way that year may look for, like, let's say everyone born in 93, we're all born in May 7th. All of us are born in May 7th. Why would my chart be different? Why would my year be different? Well, because different planets in different places, you know, different degrees, different aspects. That's why it's different, and that's why it's so imperative, if you are looking to plan ahead, or you do enjoy planning ahead, and you do enjoy timing, and, you know, proper preparation prevents poor performance, right? Proper preparation prevents poor performance, the 5 P's. If you enjoy the 5 P's, annual perfection is a basic, simple way of doing it. And if you want to learn it in depth, like I said, visit Chris Brannan's page. His YouTube is he's the best one so far on the internet that's like showed me about this in it. So I have to do a big shout out to him still. But yeah, guys, I just wanted to share that with you and just let you know, like, that was, looking back, I literally thought about doing this today, and I was just like, okay, let me let people know about this annual perfections. I'm really excited about it. And look how useful it is. Like, I know, you know, there's a time and a space for everything you desire to do. And if you don't understand your time and your space, all the things you want to manifest, all these, I want to be a billionaire, I want to be, ain't going to happen if you don't understand your time and your space. Because in astrology, your birth chart is your promise, and what it's in your birth chart cannot give you more than you have, or take what you have. It is what it is. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Drinking water, it's gonna come out somehow. It is what it is. You're gonna sweat, you're gonna go pee. You can't control that. You have no free will for that. And that's like why I love this annual perfection, because cool, we're all 27 years old, we're all dealing with things to do with the home, but Salome has a planet in there that is maybe a planet that deals with communication, but you have a planet that there deals with beauty, and so that will change your experience. So anyway, let me know. Keep ranting off. For those who, you know, for those who want to learn it more, definitely I'll share with you the links, the right people. For everyone who I have, for everyone else I've mentioned in this video, do go check out their pages. Some of them do amazing stuff. Like, you know, the girl, you know, like Natalie, the lady who does Girls About Peckham. Go show space, guys, because the nodes of the moon have changed. And for those who don't know what the nodes of the moon are, I may do another vlog about it. Let me know if you want me to, or you can just so simply go on the internet, and I'm pretty sure other astrologers have done that. But anyway, it's moved into Gemini and Cancer. And so the North Node being in Gemini, like Gemini dealing with the community, dealing with your neighbours, dealing with supporting local. And it's really interesting. You see, Instagram have already started. They already put that support local button. I love it. Everything is so in sync. I love it. So yeah, basically do that. So instead of, you know, buying international, buy locally, you know, buy from your people, especially like support the Black community, okay? Because we've been supporting people for real, so we are a part of the community. So shop in our stores, okay? Buy us our products. We I know Black people giving Wayewa, they have a shop. They sell toothpaste, they sell soap, they sell creams. You know, we have stores in Brixton, we have stores. Yo, I've got the hookup, and a matter of fact, support, okay? It is about linking with your neighbours, you know, that community, that local community, the London community. So things to do with like, and that's the you know, international businesses, international things. The themes of doing things internationally, even international traveling, is going to be somewhat restrictive. Not restrictive in a way like, oh, we can't go travel. Obviously right now with the Roro we can't travel, but it's going to be, you're even going to just want to buy locally. You're going to want to buy the stuff here, and our people in society are going to want to do that anyway. We have been doing it. I can see the inklings of doing it now, but now the flood is coming for real. It's coming, and the flood of community is coming. I love it. But I can do a whole talk about the moon of the nodes and tell you what the north node represents compared to the south node and the Gemini Sagittarius axis. So yeah, just support locally, support your local business, support your family member, you know, support. Okay guys, for those who would desire a reading from me, get at me. I do amazing reading, guys. I give thanks. I can say that because you guys have told me that. So thank you very much. I work with people weekly. I have sessions that I can work with you weekly if that's what you want, and we'll have, you know, phone sessions. I give you work to work on yourself. If you just want a one-off reading, I'm here for you as well. Whatever it is to do with astrology, and the questions, you have questions and you'd like, you know, some answers, and you feel like I have the energy to help you in that journey, get at me, okay? Currently I am not doing yoga, but I am, you can find private, if you want to do one-to-one sessions, check out Semetawi's page, because he's doing sessions on Zoom. And once a month I do a Zoom session for Black people giving as well. So if you want daily work, you can get at Semetawi. If you want monthly work, you can get the link that Black people giving have as well. And with that said, guys, thank you so much for literally listening to this video. You have been so amazing, and I will talk astrology more with you guys later. Like I said, shout out to Chris Brannan for the information he's putting out there, because this annual perfection is so simple. Look, there's certain things in astrology that just boggle your mind, but this was one thing I got it in 5 minutes. And all it was taken for me was just to now experience the journey of it. Has been so exciting that I don't want a destination just yet. So I'm looking forward to bringing this annual perfection as part of my work in my astrology. And so yes. Looking forward to working with you guys. Peace.